Good morning, everybody. Another Friday upon us, December 22nd. That's right. We are 3 days away from Christmas 2023. I'm Aaron Phillips, anchoring here in the wet Las Vegas today. And of course, on the screen is the lovable and joyous and wonderful person that I like to call Governor Val. Governor Val, how are you today?
Hello. There's actually sunlight out my window. I'm so excited. You have no idea.
That pool looks like you're ready to jump in then with the sun, with the sun out, huh?
I wish my actual pool looked like that. Right now, mine looks like a swamp because we've had 4 days of amazing rain. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I had to do the pretend so that everybody wouldn't feel badly for me.
Well, it beats what we were talking about before we went on the air with the bulldozers going up and down the street clearing the mudslides.
Absolutely. You know, that's one of the things when you live in the country and you live in canyons, Mother Nature just smacks you all the time. So we just do what we do.
Well, hopefully everybody will see. By the way, on a side note, how you feeling this week? Feeling good?
All the meds have kicked in, but I can tell you that please take care. If you're coughing and things and you say, oh, it's not COVID, still take care of yourself because mine turned into acute bronchitis and pneumonia. Yeah. And it's not pretty. So.
Well, I'm glad you're on the mend. We missed you Tuesday night here in Vegas. We had the downtown Kiwanis gathering at Flippin' Burgers, Chickens, and More on East Fremont Street. And we had about 3 people show up. Great time. So, yeah, and there are a few individuals that showed interest in joining and filled out the app. And matter of fact, one of them may have shown, he didn't message me, but one of them was supposed to come to the studio today to sit in and hang out with me to see Kiwanis Connects. But yeah, it was a good showing. So we're sorry that you missed it. Hopefully you'll be able to join us for the one in January that you, myself, and John are supposed to be planning.
Yes. But I figured when we're doing our downtown Las Vegas update, and so let's do it.
All right.
I want people to know that downtown Las Vegas really needs Kiwanis more now than ever. And so being on this channel is so intentional with you and John, our major, amazing producer, all things, everything, WWDBTV. We're able to do that. And so which restaurant do you guys want to go to? Can people tell us what's the best restaurant for downtown Las Vegas?
Yeah, we have a couple in mind, but we'll certainly love suggestions. I have a few things that I think we need to look at for the next restaurant. Maybe one of those restaurants with a little side room for us to congregate so that for new people we can talk and hear and listen. It was kind of difficult, but President Raquel from Heroes and Hearts did a great job sharing as much information as she possibly could. Good morning, Gary from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I love Gary. He's a big follower of the shows. Douglas Chadwick. Hey, Douglas, today is now Friday. Okay.
And he is in Gallup, New Mexico.
He is. By the way, I got a message. I'm good. I'm going to throw shade on Douglas. And for this, I may not ever see Batman stuff ever again in my life from him. So yesterday about 9:30, I get a Facebook message from him saying, is there not a show today? And I replied back to Douglas with all my love and everything. I said to him, good morning, Herman. No, that's not what I said to him. But I said to him, I said, check your calendar. You're a day early. Oh, now he's LOLing there. And then I followed that up by saying, are you using the same calendar John Brummer uses to track our shows? Because John always thinks we're on Thursdays.
Absolutely. We may want to explore that and see if Thursdays are better for people because everybody thinks Thursday is the day. Well, and there's John Brummer popping in.
There he is, John. Oh, John, did you get my message yesterday, John, Facebook, about how Douglas Chadwick shadowed you? But anyway, we'll talk off air about that because Thursdays at this time, for me personally, I am running around chasing elementary school students. So
this is where we are, and people find us.
That's true. John said I better clarify that. I'm a tutor at an elementary school. I educate these students, and I'm rounding up the kids that come to my class. Okay, I'm not chasing them for any other reason other than just to educate them. Anyway, hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today on Facebook or on YouTube, of course. And, of course, in a couple of days, you can download the WWDBTV network to your Roku box. If you don't have Roku, you should check it out. If not, why not? you got to have it just for WWDBTV, because not only will you be able to check the Kiwanis Connect show, but you'll be able to check out the wide variety of shows that are available, including at least two new ones starting in January. One called Permission Mission by Mary McElhatton, and you'll see more about that. And two teachers, Carrie Allard and Christy Grandjean. 184 Days is the name of their show, talking about the field of education. And by the way, congratulations to all my CCSD friends and colleagues. Finally settled their not strike, but finally came to a contract agreement. Dispute, yes. Disagreement. Not only that, but they weren't on the same page. Anyway, so with that, thank you for watching. 702-992-3207. By the way, at the bottom of the hour, the worldwide premiere of the Rose Float Kiwanis Club commercial. That's today. Matter of fact, it's in about 24 minutes. So everybody get excited about that. We want to thank the Rose Float Kiwanis Club for giving us the privilege of putting a commercial together from them that hopefully will last in perpetuity for generations to come, to learn and see and help support the Rose Float Club. Now, today, however, Doc Val, why don't you share what we're going to chat about today? We have a few videos set up, things like that.
So I really wanted to wrap up this holiday season with talking about the impact of what we do around the world. We started in November with all the different events and going through Hanukkah and different clubs around the world that are providing a lot of kindness that just kicks into overdrive at this time of year, and focus in on one of the biggest projects that we've been working on, which is the KK project for Christmas in Lahaina and Maui. And so we have some video a little bit later that we'll share with you guys and talk about what's next in Maui. So thank you for people tuning in, because one of the things that I'm so excited about is I went to Maui last week, and it was phenomenal. It was one of those things that was 30 hours. So if you think I had toes in the sand time, didn't have it. So don't be jealous. But we were wrapping presents and stuffing stockings and looking at all of the bounty that's come in from around the world, literally, to help support the kiddos in Maui. And so there are several people that I would love to thank. But do you have that commercial? Because this brought major attention.
You mean the news video?
Yes, the news video.
Of course we do. By the way, I forgot to mention.
What did you forget to mention?
Of course, I have dad jokes ready for the end of the show. Anyway, let's hit it. Here.
It's almost Christmas.
Well, that's my gift to everybody. More dad jokes. Wait till next week. Anyway,
Andy has a dad joke for you too. He's going to try and call in.
Who does?
Andy.
Oh, he does. Oh,
he loves your dad jokes, so he wants to call in.
Love it. All right. Well, hopefully John will make the phone work if he calls in. Anyway, all right. Please watch this video. It's from a news station in Maui. It's about 2 minutes and change, so check it out.
Is in full swing, especially on the Valley Isle. So many organizations and businesses have been collecting toys for Keiki in the last few weeks. And today, they were able to deliver them to thousands of children. Alina Lee has more from Maui.
Rolls and rolls of gift wrap. Thousands of toys wrapped and handed with aloha. A toy drive in Ma'alaya is keeping the holiday spirit bright for families struggling months after the Lahaina fire.
We just wanted to do something for the Keiki of Lahaina. They lost everything, the families lost everything. And yeah, we just wanted to do something for them. We could have put a smile on their faces for even just for a moment.
Families that I've been able to talk to have been so appreciative, right? I mean, they've been through so much, and they've been coming here, and they have smiles on their faces, and it really means a lot to them just to have a little bit of a Christmas cheer.
About 1,300 families signed up to receive their gifts, getting their pick from thousands of donations.
The community outreach to bring toys was unbelievable. We were thinking maybe we weren't going to get enough, and we had so many people come out and make donations that we have more than enough for everybody.
For some Keiki, it's a moment of peace and joy as their families continue to rebuild from the fires.
The kids already went through so much, and they were in the middle of the fire too, so like something to take their mind off of it a bit.
Are you guys excited to be here today?
Yes.
Yes. What are you most excited for?
Present. present?
Yeah, present.
What do you think your gift is? Do you have any idea?
Lego?
And a reminder that they are not alone.
As a parent, I couldn't imagine this Christmas Day without anything for my children. And so I think this would just get some weight off of their shoulders and a little bit of hope, you know, to families that have lost everything.
I am excited to be here to get more gifts like Christmas. And I'm excited to have a bunch of gifts this Christmas to share with my brothers and sisters. And I hope everybody a wonderful Christmas this year.
According to event organizers, over 2,000 toys were donated for the event, and any that haven't been received by families will be given back to the community at a distribution center in Lahaina. Alina Lee, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
All right, great piece.
Yes.
Highlighting all of that. That's great.
So, it was amazing because people sent in over 2,000 presents, and we're dropping off over 2,000 presents that were, you can see some of the stuff that we were wrapping. It was a true investment. Like one of our major donors out of Turlock sent $200 worth of presents for older kids because we just put a shout out, hey, there's not very much for kids who are 12 or older. And automatically within 2 days, $200 worth of high-end gifts showed up. And so, Mike Stack, thank you. It was a blessing for every kid that showed up, got something.
That's tremendous. I saw obviously Raquel the other night, and Justin made an appearance. So I was so happy to see him. But I really put on the table to them about considering their next project for Heroes and Hearts, going out there to the islands and Justin do his thing in support of the kids and building a little library for books and keep these kids going forward.
I think it would be perfect. And I know that the Kahului Club and the Maui Club would love to sponsor and help bring him over there. You saw Greg Peros, who's our trustee for the Hawaii division and our region. And he was so well spoken about what's going on. And so the Maui clubs have something in place all the way through. And so I think that our Las Vegas club should sponsor Justin and partner.
Which
one of our program, our downtown Las Vegas club should do that. I think that would be a phenomenal partnership.
As soon as we have money in the budget, I'm sure we could talk about that.
Well, there are emergency funds that have been collected. So our CNH Foundation has money set aside for these kind of projects.
Perfect. I just re-tagged Raquel in the chat room, so hopefully she'll jump in and we'll follow up with her about that. I think it's great, to see the outpouring. Now, as I was watching that, I wrote down a question I wanted to ask you. Have they started any rebuilding out there on Lahaina?
It's sketchy. It's sketchy. When I looked around, there's a lot of cleanup going on. Some people are able to do some work, but it's still in the distance. It's going to take about 5 years of full recovery. And
so they haven't put one piece of wood down, nothing?
There is some pieces of wood. What it is a supply chain issue.
Okay.
And getting all of that wood, you have, from all the other places and the fires that happened before then.
Right.
And so there is such a high pitched demand for every product, and everything that gets there either comes on plane or cargo ship.
Wow.
And so it's not about not wanting to be able to do things.
Sure.
It's really about what are the resources that they have. Right. So it's very, very slow. And so for someone like me who goes in, it's like, what's going on? But the reality is there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Good.
So
John has a question.
Well, the other issue there is that the local government or building departments has to ensure that the infrastructure or what's being rebuilt is being rebuilt on, solid ground or a solid foundation. Or so there is that you have to deal with. Anytime there's a disaster, before you can rebuild, you have to ensure that what you're going to rebuild on top of
is secure.
is safe
Yeah.
and secure. So
Mhm.
that takes time too. So that's kind of a pain in the what.
But you know what's also a big deal is that in Maui, like a couple of the other outer islands, people don't know who owns what.
Mm.
And when you think about what's permitted for buildings, so a home, or original homestead, 100 years ago or 99 years ago, was probably only 700 square feet. And so it's generational inheritance. So it's not a lot of sales or not a lot of real estate brokers out in Maui, because it goes through the line of the family. They add on to the house, they add on.
Okay.
Most of that's not permitted. Most of it, most people even didn't know it was there.
Wow.
And so now they're having to go through who owned what was actually there, what was actually legal, what was actually insured. And that's that, all of that takes a long time. And I'm not sure, have you ever been to Haiti?
I have not.
Okay. During there were major hurricanes in Haiti about 20 years ago, and blew out so much of the properties that were there. And there are still tent cities in Haiti because people said, this is my land, and I'm going to go and put my tent on it so that no one else takes over my property. And it's temporary. It's for now until I can rebuild. It's still for now. And so that's what they're trying to avoid in Maui, is making sure that what's rebuilt is rebuilt properly. It's safe. The fire dangers that they have don't come back. That the people who truly own the locations get to go back to those locations. And so it's tough all around, and it really impacts the kiddos.
Oh, sure.
You know?
They're the ones, physically, obviously no house, no place to put your head down and all that is, trying enough. But the kids are probably doubly affected because of not having their house, but no more school, no socialization, no enjoyment as a kid to go running around somewhere in the backyard, go play at the park. So I can only imagine. All right, we're going to step aside for our first break, but as we get ready to go out, I want to send a heartfelt congratulations to, and I'm going to butcher these names, so please do not send me hate mail, okay? The Kiwanis Club of Naki Valley out in South Africa, where our good friend Lieutenant Governor Grace is from. I am connected with their president, Arsene Munyata Ngoy Nado. Again, I'm sure I butchered that up 9 ways come Sunday. He is the president, and they just received their charter for membership from Lieutenant Governor Grace. So congratulations out there, you all. Welcome officially to the Kiwanis family. With that, we're going to step aside for break number 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The Granville Allied Gardens Kiwanis Club was founded in 1960. We provide service to Allied Gardens, Granville, San Carlos, Del Cerro, and surrounding communities of San Diego. Our support extends to the youth of our community by sponsoring programs at Hearst Elementary School K-Kids, Lewis Middle School's Builders Club, Patrick Henry High School's Key Club, and San Diego State University Circle K. Some of our favorite events and charities we support include the First Friday Concerts in the Park, Patriotic Holiday Flags on Waring Road, Meals on Wheels, Cub Scouts, and the Allied Gardens Little League. Join our club. We are looking for people who care about making a difference for our children, for our community, and for our world. For more information about our Kiwanis Club and becoming a member, please visit www.alliedgardenskiwanis.org. All right, welcome back. Just want to remind everybody watching, all you lieutenant governors or past lieutenant governors who know their replacements and the current lieutenant governors, and I know Carol's watching, please remind your clubs that commercials like that you just saw, or the existing commercial where we just edit at the end, those are available for your club for marketing and branding. And they support the show. More importantly, those funds for those commercials help keep Kiwanis Connects on the air so that we can continue providing the best Kiwanis educational information and acts of kindness and all that other good stuff. So email me, please, if you would, at kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to share all the necessary information. One or two new members will more than cover the cost of one commercial that you can have created for your club and for your community, because Kiwanis really is sometimes the best kept secret around the world. All right. All right.
You jumped in.
Yeah, please.
I was in Sacramento area earlier this week, and sorry, it's that bronchitis stuff. And I saw your commercial for the Kiwanis Family House.
Yes.
And in addition to that, the Subaru give back program, when you buy a Subaru car in that area, is also highlighting the Kiwanis Family House, and they used some of your footage in their actual Subaru commercial.
Wow.
So I just wanted to give you a heads up. It was so cool. It was so cool.
That's great. I have goosebumps hearing that, and that's tremendous. You know, I haven't followed up with them in a little bit to see how things are going, but they were great. They were down here when they were here. We made that commercial, but they also filmed content. So if you go to the website for Kiwanis House, there is some videos up there of interviews that we did about what they're doing. But the fact that a nice big company like Subaru is supporting them, and they saw our spot and they used a little bit of it, that is tremendous. And we thank them for helping spread the word about Kiwanis, and of course, Kiwanis Family House. That's great. See,
Yeah, it's called Share the Love Program. Paula just popped in, and I was remembering, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Well, that's terrific. And for those watching, folks, that's what branding's all about, right? I mean, you know, we brand and market, and things continue to domino, and that's great to hear. Thank you, Paula, out there. Thank you very much for jumping in, and everybody, Diane, and I mean, there's a plethora of people out there. Derek's out there. Gary, of course, is listening still in Louisiana. All right. So what else is going on, continuing with supporting Maui and our folks out there?
Well, you talked about, some of the building projects. And so the big dream is to build the first playground. So when the kids all come back, that there is a playground that they can have access to, that's an all-inclusive playground. And as most of you know, when we work with landscape structures and design folks and all those, playgrounds aren't inexpensive. And so they're thinking at minimum it's going to be about a $250,000 project just on the Kiwanis side of the budgeting equation. And so we would like for people to continue to donate for that, because this would be the first fully adapted and accessible playground on the island of Maui.
Wow.
It's not even related to fires. It would be completely first time.
Wow. So when do they hope that project will eventually kick off?
They're working on a June kickoff. They're going to start talking about it at an international convention when we're in Denver.
Okay.
To start getting momentum. But they wanted to first get through and make sure that this was the most successful project with the Christmas project.
Sure.
Because when you're talking about the volume of people and not knowing, like they said in the interview, they weren't sure they were going to get enough presents. Because, a week and a half before then, we only had 400 presents sitting in the room.
Wow.
And our stockings weren't arriving, because we know that we did 1,000 stockings. And the stockings weren't arriving. Most people had ordered them a month ago.
Jeez.
And 200 plus stockings showed up the Friday before giveaway day.
Nice.
And so we're showing that proof of concept, and I think that's what most new clubs need to do, is show proof of concept of something before they bite off a really gigantic project.
Right.
And so many new clubs fail because they get this big dream and they say, we're going to build a library. And that's all they want to do.
Right.
No one knows who they are. They don't know, who the stakeholders are in their community. And they don't have that brand name of Kiwanis does amazing things.
Right.
And so Andy just left a message about dad jokes.
on the telephone system?
Yeah.
Oh, we never even heard it ring in the studio.
So
all right, we'll grab it during a break, hopefully, and see what it is. I trust you, Andy. If it's
I
not
know
a
what the joke is, so if you can't get it, I'll tell you what the joke is. It won't be as funny as Mr. Andy telling you it.
okay. Yeah, John is still working. Ever since he had the issue here in the studio with some unwanted visitors, the phone system is the one thing that we're still struggling to work consistently. So we apologize for that for those of you trying to call in and chat with us. But honestly, we never even heard the phone ring. So
No, it's not an issue. His last day of work,
yeah,
hopefully ever, was yesterday, and so he's cleaning up the apartment, doing a little mental time, because my sweetie has worked almost 55 years, so
okay. Well,
it's really cool.
that's great. Well deserved. That's for sure. So
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you all from Vic Eckelmeyer, GAG, Granville Allied Guard. Oh, there you go. Merry Christmas. Seriously, before we forget and get all caught up in the jocularity of dad jokes at the end of the show, we do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, though it's past, Happy Kwanzaa. The bottom line is celebrate family, regardless of the holiday, folks. I mean, that's really what we're talking about here. And let's make it the best it could be, because 2024 is right around the corner. We have a clean slate to start fresh. Make your New Year's resolution. Do you make New Year's resolutions, by the way, Val?
I pick a New Year's word, and a word to live by. And I had a life coach 25 years ago. Her name is Dorcas Kelly. She's amazing. Now in San Luis Obispo. And she said, pick a word that you're going to live by. So this past year, it was hope.
Okay.
And everything streamed around hope. And so I'm going to spend a day by myself and figure out what my new word's going to be. So in January, I'll tell you what the new word's going to be. But I want to tell you something. And Aaron, I keep don't want to miss it. Although we've been focusing a lot on what's going on in Maui, oh my goodness, one of the largest Christmas parades that's held on a regular basis is actually in Louisiana. And I think it's the Kiwanis Club of Cortana in Louisiana. And Gary, Trustee Gary may be able to correct me, but they have all of these amazing floats that are lit up, and they are phenomenal. And different community members pay to be a part of this parade, and they repurpose some of the Mardi Gras parade floats. And then there's a floating light parade in Newport Beach that has the winningest boat is from Kiwanis, and it's very cool.
Very nice. Very nice. I just want to remind everybody, this is going to be your 2-minute warning that at the bottom of the hour, we're going to premiere the first ever, well, at least we're going to call it the first ever, Rose Float Kiwanis commercial that has been put together. Stop choking the duck over there, the Aflac duck. Don't leave him alone, will you, John? So that'll be coming up here in a couple of minutes. It's interesting you use the word hope, and I'll tell you why. For those who may have missed last night's roundtable show, we had some representatives on for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And the two ladies that were on, they were wearing T-shirts that said hope.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the hope is, of course, increasing awareness of suicides and whatnot. But it's interesting you picked that word because these two ladies had the word hope on their shirt. I've realized it was for this year. And I'm like, man, did you watch the show last night or something? Because that's too much of a coinky dink.
Well, it's just been that word has shown up everywhere, and it is. I believe that this is what this year has been about, and we've proven it.
Yes.
If you look at all the different shows that we've had throughout this year, and you think about how we thought we were not going to be able to have a float in the Rose Parade this year because we weren't going to be able to afford it. But we've had some major benefactors that have helped make that possible. Caesar Milch, and in memory of his late wife, made a huge donation to make this possible. You have the very first diversity statement for Kiwanis that says that we want to make sure that all people feel comfortable and are included. That's huge. We've battled fires in our district. We've battled floods in our district. We've battled, I would say, plagues because of all the frogs and everything that have been coming out. And we're growing. That's a positive thing because people are rallying around and doing stuff. And I wanted to say hi to Bob Larson in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. And then Trustee Gary Graham had said, yes, Cortania's parade is phenomenal. It's held December 9th. And so if you guys want to do something and you're traveling around as Kiwanians, support other Kiwanians. It's phenomenal.
All right, with that, John is queuing up the commercial. By the way, unfortunately, we are unable to find that voicemail. So you may have to jump in there when we are ready for it. But as we get ready, I just want to give everybody a little taste of some jokes that are about down the line. I want to give this courtesy to Dan Orlovsky, former quarterback of the Detroit Lions and football analyst on ESPN. And his joke this week was, what did the officer say to the snowman when he was caught stealing? Freeze! All right, with that, hopefully the ones later. That's it. All right. Here's a Roast Flow commercial that's going to bail me out. Watch this. Thanks to the efforts of the Cal Neva District of Kiwanis, there has been a Kiwanis presence in the Rose Bowl parade for more than half of the New Year's Day parades. Things started when the Pasadena Kiwanis Club entered a float in 1921 and grown to a major Kiwanis project with worldwide exposure. In the past, our efforts were funded through club sponsorships, outside sponsorships, by the generous donations from Kiwanis members or club foundations sponsoring riders on the Kiwanis float itself. As a district project, our governor selects the float design, the District Rose Float Committee handles fundraising, and the Kiwanis Rose Float Club secures and organizes the volunteers. These volunteers get the work done in building 10 to 13 floats for the parade. When Kiwanis International wanted to sponsor a large portion of our float, momentum from our clubs was lost to do any fundraising. The time has come to have our clubs increase their involvement in the fundraising efforts. The Kiwanis Rose Float is an amazing service project with over 4,000 volunteers donating between 55 to 60,000 volunteer hours. All of these hours allow the Phoenix Floats Company to provide almost a 60% discount to the Rose Float Kiwanis Club for our float. There are many amazing service projects in the Kiwanis world, but do you know what makes this service project unique that no other service project offers? It is the worldwide exposure for Kiwanis International. All Kiwanians around the world can say, that's my float. The broadcast is viewed in 65 countries with 35 million viewers. 650,000 people line the parade route on Colorado Boulevard, and over 100,000 visitors viewed the floats during construction. That sounds like a lot. But Cal Neva has been doing this for over 60 years. But the Rose Float Kiwanis Club needs the help from all Kiwanis clubs, its members and businesses, to answer the call for support. There are several ways clubs and districts can support this most beloved project throughout the year. If you have any questions or would like more information, please visit our Kiwanis Rose Float page on Facebook. Help us in making sure that Kiwanis International will let the world continue to smell the roses for a long time.
That's fantastic.
Wasn't that great? And I'm not patting myself on the back, but the information that Dave Arnold obviously provided most of the verbiage for the script. Charles and company, they sent all the pictures. John, of course, putting it together. That, for me personally, that script was about 2 minutes and 15 seconds long, as much as we tried to cut it and edit it. I did that in one take, that entire script, first take. It was, in all honesty, probably the best voiceover for a commercial I've ever done, because I accidentally paced it so well that at the end, John even said, that's like one of the best commercials you've ever voiced, But the honor now of that commercial, because now we did not date that commercial, anything. That commercial can run forever, anywhere, any location. And I think Leanne asked for a copy. I will send her the YouTube link for that. And again, if you guys missed the contact information, it's at the very end, that QR code. All you have to do is, once you get to that point, stop your screen, bring your phone right up to it, and that'll take you right to the donation screen. So folks, use this thing to the nth degree. By the way, do you like my little tagline at the end there? They can smell the roses forever. You like that? Was that good?
Oh,
was
that was perfect.
And
I love the fact that you got the timing of Charles and I going, It's the best ever because that's Charles Allison and I with our hands up. You see our backs of our jackets, and I was just like, even I'm in your commercial. So that was perfect.
Yeah, again, yeah, all the information was provided by Dave Arnold and crew, and we appreciate them. So hopefully this will help continue to support the roast float for generations beyond us sitting here talking today about the roast float. Coming up this next weekend, right? You want to talk about next weekend? We're going to do a show Friday and what's going on next weekend?
Well, absolutely. And you know, a lot of people, when they don't realize that when we have that Kiwanis float going down the road, we have the international president. We have the governor of Calneva. We have all of the international presidents for Key Clubs and Circle K. We have Action Club riders. We have Key Clubbers. It's a full representation of the Kiwanis family on that float, and it's phenomenal. And I have a very special announcement that I want to talk about because he doesn't know it is happening. But one very special person is going to be riding on that float. He's worked on it for 2 decades and hasn't ridden on it. And so Dave Arnold wanted me to let his brother know, hi, Ernie, the reason why you filled out that form is because you will be riding on the parade and you will not be escorting people to get on the float, but you will be on the float.
Wonderful.
So congratulations, Ernie.
Congratulations, Ernie. And by the way, I'll send you some money support that you're the brother of Dave. God help you. God help you.
I think that they are well-suited brothers.
Sorry, say that again, Val.
They're very well-suited brothers.
Great.
They're amazing individuals. And you know, we kick into overdrive on the 26th of December. Everybody's been doing a lot of dry flower work up till this point, and Kiwanis Club support feeding everybody during the day. And so there's 350 people in a shift, and there's 2 shifts a day up until the 26th of December. And then we pretty much go around the clock in decorating the floats and starting to put live flowers on things. And so on the 26th, there's going to be, I think we have 4,000 people that will be working from the 26th to the 31st of December. And so next week, we're going to be down in the Pasadena area, and the international president, Katrina Barranco, is going to be there. And I'm so excited about that because Katrina just brings this amazing energy, and she has this Georgia accent that I can't even repeat because I don't want to make it sound like it's mocking, because I'm just such a fangirl. And so I know that you have something going on, so you won't be able to fly in, right?
That is correct. Actually, the morning of said appointment, Eileen and I were talking about maybe making a surprise appearance out there and do the show with you from there on my laptop. But unfortunately, Wednesday morning, the 27th at 8 a.m. Pacific time, I'm going to have a 7 to 14 millimeter kidney stone removed out of my right kidney. And so I will be laid up at least for a day. By Friday, depending on how I feel, Val will either be here or at home videoing in to anchor the show. But yeah, unfortunately, that kidney stone just sunk the plans. Eileen, we're going to make the surprise you and come out there for the weekend, unfortunately.
Oh, but, you know, kidney stones are no joke. So
it's the 3rd go around for stones for me, the 2nd in about 2 years. But that's a whole nother medical malady for another show. But yes, by the way, I don't know if you saw it pop up. I want to give a shout out. Thank you, John, for sharing this. Happy 100th birthday to Gene Elmore of the Grantville Allied Gardens Club. 100 years young. Happy birthday. That is terrific. Please, if Gene doesn't see this, John, please make sure that you know that we shouted him out and wish him a happy birthday. That is absolutely terrific.
If someone can put his address in the chat of where the cards are supposed to go, we want to do a full-on card storm. John Crawford has been organizing that for a while. I've already put 2 cards in the mail. But this man comes to meetings actively, and you would not have any idea that he is 100 years old. I can't. You know, it's amazing. Kiwanis keeps you young.
I was going to say, I have a neighbor next to me. She's 95. She drives. She goes to retreats. She has a dog. She's out walking. And I'm convinced, listening to what you just said about Gene and my neighbor, if you stay active and you love doing what you love doing, why not? You can live forever, right? And a few glasses of wine probably help along the way too, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Cannot wait.
Right? Is it red wine at dinner that people drink to, live a long time? I don't know. But
Doesn't matter to me.
yeah, John doesn't care. He just sniffs the cork if need be. That's all. All right. So next week, John said Douglas says that John said he drives himself to the meetings. Whew, God bless him.
But when you see him and you realize how dynamic he is, this whole 100 thing, it's just a number.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Age is only a number. Yeah. I mean, I don't look 83, but I'm not bad for, it is. Anyway, maybe John or whichever John is out there, maybe you can grab a picture of Gene celebrating his birthday, send it in to us. We'd love to pop it up next week during the Rose Float show. So let's talk about the Rose Float show. You mentioned the international president. Who do you think you'll have lined up because this is all going to be about the float next week. Who do you think you'll be able to line up to join us on the show? It'll be fun.
Well, I know that we're going to have cameras on site, and so we'll be able to do a mini verbal tour. Sorry.
That's all right. Take your time. It's fine. Take a breath. You're good. If you have to step away, grab some water, please do so. We can take a break early. Do you need a break? We'll go early. All right. With that, because Governor Val can't speak, we're going to send her off to feel better. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We'll be right back. National is a global community of clubs, members, and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children one community at a time. Today, we stand with more than 550,000 members, from K-Kids to Key Club to Kiwanis, for all ages in over 80 countries around the world. Each community has different needs, and Kiwanis empowers members to pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children, such as fighting hunger, improving literacy, and offering guidance. Kiwanis clubs host nearly 150,000 service projects each year. For more information, visit www.kiwanis.org. The Granville Allied Gardens Kiwanis Club was founded in 1960. We provide service to Allied Gardens, Grantville, San Carlos, Del Cerro, and surrounding communities of San Diego. Our support extends to the youth of our community by sponsoring programs at Hearst Elementary School K-Kids, Lewis Middle School's Builders Club, Patrick Henry High School's Key Club, and San Diego State University Circle K. Some of our favorite events and charities we support include the First Friday Concerts in the Park, patriotic holiday flags on Waring Road, Meals on Wheels, Cub Scouts, and the Allied Gardens Little League. Join our club. We are looking for people who care about making a difference for our children, for our community, and for our world. For more information about our Kiwanis Club and becoming a member, please visit www.alliedgardenskiwanis.org. Welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. This is our next to last show for 2023. I scared people last night when I said at the end of the roundtable, this is the last show for the roundtable. And I said, for 2023, I mean. So people were thinking like no, just for the year, folks. Come on, get along with it. By the way, it's almost 1 year since myself and my other co-host shows landed here at WWDBTV. So we're going to be celebrating 1 year. Yeah, next the first week in January, Val will be kicking. It will be our 1 year celebration of being here at WWDBTV. And
Let's make it a party.
We need to do something because we have to make sure John keeps coming back. If he doesn't, we're screwed.
Bring donuts.
Bring donuts.
Definitely.
Anyway, all right. So we were talking about the float. Who do you think we're going to be able to meet with next week?
So there are people from all over the country coming in. So you'll be able to meet Katrina Barranco. You'll see our illustrious Governor Carroll. We're going to go on site, so you get to actually see all of the major floats before they get to go down the parade route. So that makes me very excited. And you never know who's going to pop up on the International Governor Day. You never know because we always get surprised. And so like Judy, they're coming in. We've got a couple of trustee folks that are coming in from back east. We have our friend Carol from Florida who shows up on a regular basis. to help decorate in that last week. We've gotten, and this year I heard that there might even be someone coming in from one of our African countries. They're still trying to get the paperwork together. So if they're there, they will be right there next to Katrina because it's going to be fun.
Is that our friend Grace? Maybe?
No, it's not Grace. It's I don't want to put the name out there because if it doesn't happen, I don't want it to be a disappointment.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question then for next week's show. Are we going to go, because that's a lot. Do you want to go commercial free next week, or do we need to tease John with maybe a second hour to cover everything? We'll debate that during the week.
Yes, we will.
But I do want to suggest, if you have another camera or somebody else is going to be doing that tour, I need you or whoever that's going to be to communicate with John as to how we can actually show that, other than you taking your phone or, Chromebook with you or whatever you're going to be linking in with and taking that around. Just, we need to make sure.
I'm going to be tapping into the expertise of a couple of my fellow lieutenant governors that were on our team. So Michael Early, I'm giving his early shout out.
Yeah.
He's on the board for the Kiwanis Family House. I'm going to ask Michael. He's a professional film videographer, and I'm going to have him be a part of the team, and Charles will be a part of the team. So you don't have to depend on my lack of technical skill, because I know it's between the seat and keyboard issue. And so it'll be fun.
So to those that Val just mentioned, please email John directly at john@WWDBTV.com. That's john@WWDBTV.com. And don't wait till Thursday night at 5 p.m. to message him.
Exactly.
I would say by Wednesday, the latest, get in touch with John so that we could figure this out, so we have as little obstacles come Friday morning, because we really want to show off the float process as well as everything and everybody that's there next week. What's the word I want to say?
I want to give a shout out to Patricia Larrigan.
Yes.
She is a past trustee for our district, and Patricia did this phenomenal piece on I think it's Los Angeles Channel 2, and she just did a powerhouse interview with them that made us look fantastic. And so some years the TV stations will pop around the different building sites, and they'll focus in on who they think is really important. But this year they picked Kiwanis, and they're really focusing in on us and talking with us. And KTLA 5, perfect. Thanks, Doug. And so it's exciting. And so how I think about how you can apply this to the greater Kiwanis world is all about the branding. It's like when you invite people to come see what you're doing, and they realize the Kiwanis great, goodness that's out there. It's kind of like when the Honolulu channels came out to Maui to do a remote and spend the day and give 1,300 kids a happy day. That's amazing. And in past years, there are clubs that, and even this year, one of the clubs locally here in Monterey area gave out 1,000 dinners for Thanksgiving. No coverage.
Nice.
No, but there's no coverage. So
Yeah.
And it's like there is a phenomenal parade in San Jose that's coordinated by the Kiwanis clubs, and it actually got peaks on the news, and I was like, that's what we need to do, because people need to know that it's not magic fairies that make this possible. It is magic Kiwanians that are making a difference in the community.
Right. Absolutely. I seem to recall in the past, clubs had a committee person called publicity chair or publicist or publicity chair, where, when pictures are taken at events, putting a press release together and sending it out to the local papers and stuff. I wonder how many clubs actually still do that, have somebody that does that on behalf of the club.
Very few of them, because they're so focused in on social media that the true tried and true stuff that's out and available isn't used. But at Kiwanis.org, they actually have a full media package where you can pull it down, and it has a fill in the blank process. And I think they've finally added a link where you can actually attach video and images to that and send it out to all the media sites. Then you can And so I think that people have gotten away from the old because they think that, oh, that's what you used to do. But I think that that's how it happens. It's
Right.
getting people out there, and it's also inviting these people to join your club.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. If you are a club though that is doing the social media posts of your events, you should at the very least be hashtagging. Use the hashtag KTLA. Hashtag is a search that when anybody searches anything relating to KTLA, if it's on your post, hashtag KTL. By the way, the hashtag is the £. For those who may not be aware of that, I don't say that jokingly. There may be people that don't realize the alternate name.
You mean the tic-tac-toe thing?
Oh, the tic-tac-toe board. Yeah, see, John is one of them. But this way, that's an automatic search that anytime anybody pulls up that topic, then your tag for your story will still pop up. So yes, old-fashioned ways still work very well for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. However, if you are going to take advantage of the new tech like social media, use those hashtags or send the video direct to the stations, because a lot of these places will take videos with. There's ways to do it, but we talked about branding months ago here on the show. We continue to talk about it by virtue of the commercials we're suggesting to use and the topics like what you just shared and the piece in Maui. That's not even scratching the surface of the top of a pin of how much we can do for branding. All right. Do you have any like Val on the road stuff you want to cover or additional projects?
I am when I take my Christmas hat off, I turn into the Rose Float support team.
All right, hold on. Don't go any further. You know, we got to do it. John, rev up the engine.
My car looked like that.
The Barbie car got towed into the shop, so we had to bring out the other car today. So
all right. Well, I have my godson's a graphic artist, and I'm going to have him draw me into a Barbie car.
Okay.
Through this show, but we're actually headed down to Pasadena to go and be a part of what's going on. I won't be spending that much time decorating this year just because of my health, and I don't want to put anybody else in jeopardy. But my focus after this month is over and we watch everybody go down the parade route is to really look at how we can spotlight how we help kids, how we involve kids, because a lot of people have been sharing over and over again. Sometimes we forget to talk about the kids. And so we'll be bringing in some of our key club leadership from around the world to talk with us, because they're on break, so they have time. And we'll talk to Circle K and some really special Builders Club members in the new year. And so aloha is going to be a part of my word too for the new year. I just got to share with you. I'm going to actually go and take a break of 10 days.
No. Say it ain't so, Joe.
All at once?
All at once.
Yeah, you did talk about going away on vacation.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a vacation, and I'm going to ask for some guest hosts.
Okay.
To come in. So people start vying for being guest host, and who wants to do that for 2 Fridays, because I think it's time.
Did you hear John's question?
Mm-mm.
Go ahead, John, pipe in there.
You're not going to Maui, are you?
No, because Maui actually isn't really vacation for me anymore. No, we're going to be in Kauai. And,
very nice. Good for you.
Yeah.
So, well,
can I help you kick off your dad jokes?
Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
I am so ready.
Well, all right. So I'm going to give you one joke that you didn't hear that John kind of shared with me during the Kiwanis float commercial when we learned that Ernie was going to be riding the float. So again, congratulations. But you need to invite Bert West to be on the float with him so we can have Bert and Ernie on the float.
You know, if I win the lottery on Monday, we will do that next year.
All right.
And I forgot to say that if anybody is looking for parade tickets, I have 4 VIP parade tickets that I'm looking for someone that wants to go to that parade, because I can't do it. So contact us through Kiwanis Connects, and if you're there, we'll figure out how to get those tickets to you.
Excellent. All right. All right, Val, you asked for it, so don't hold me accountable for what I'm reading off the internet. All right, folks. Oh, God help us all. Here you go. Here's number one. I got a couple of them for today. Number one, what's Forrest Gump's password? I'll wait till you're done drinking before I give you the answer because I don't want you to do a spit take. I know. What's Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest one. That joke is presented by Elmer Fudd. Okay, here's the other one. What did one hat say to the other? Wait here. I'm going on ahead.
Oh, my goodness. Nah.
What did the Scarecrow win an award for?
I won't give it away.
He was outstanding in his field.
Oh, my goodness. I am so bad at this today.
That's all right. Now, by the way, before I give the last one, give me Andy's.
So, do Christmas trees poop in the woods?
Do Christmas trees poop in the woods?
I don't know. Is there a wild bear nearby? I don't know.
That's how we get number 2 pencils.
Oh, now I know how you feel, Val. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, get the lead out.
Yeah, there goes your mic.
Well, I don't know if I could top that one, but I got a Christmas themed one, and I guess that's the best way to end this one. How much money is it to park Santa's sleigh? Don't say it, John.
Isn't it? It's not free?
How much money is it to park Santa's sleigh? Nothing. It's on the house. Mercifully, my Christmas gift is that's the last one I got for this week. I will talk to Val during the week if she wants me to actually put our guests from the Rose Float Show in the crosshairs of bad dad jokes next week, but maybe I'll find one.
Absolutely.
You want them to feel the pain too, huh? Great.
It is, Aaron, by far, it's the best part of my Friday morning. So, even when they're terrible.
Well, I could tell how good they are based on the rating of how much you're ready to fall off the chair or something. And I noticed that today, you held on a little too much on a couple, but that's all right. I can only read what Abraham Lincoln gave me on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. With that, folks, it is time to wrap up. Great show today, as always, with Governor Val. I got to stop saying that. You're not the governor. I have to switch to Doc Val or just Val.
No, you're always governor.
How about my dear friend? I know it's like the president's always a president, but you're my dear friend too. So, all right.
You're my first governor.
I have to say this. Shame on Facebook. And I'm going to share this. And if anybody out there knows how to fix this, please let me know. The last couple of advertisements I've been putting out there for shows, Facebook has been canceling and deleting the advertising because they say they're politically motivated or politically involved, and they don't take all of that. And I think what the problem is when we use the word governor or lieutenant governor or things like that, it's confusing the dickens out of Facebook. And I have appealed. I've emailed them and told them what the issue is. I was unable to fully share when we had Grace on because they, using these words. So if anybody out there, when it comes to boosting and creating ads for things, how to get around that without us not using those words, which is very difficult for us to do. Go to Roku. Yeah, well, that's true too. Or YouTube. But seriously, if you email me, Kiwanis Connects info at gmail.com or message me through Facebook, I'd love to know if there's any way to get around that and make these boosts better because we're missing a large audience. All right. Governor Val, final thoughts as we say goodbye pre-Christmas show.
I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates around the world. And I say Merry Christmas every day when I'm in the stores. And some people look at me shocked, and then they get a smile on their face. And so saying Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah is such a powerful thing because every word counts, and the love that you have with that is amazing. So happy holidays.
Yeah, my heart is filled with so much I'd love to say about the holidays. Bottom line is whatever you say, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, bottom line is happy family. That's really what we should be saying. And we really should be doing this 365 days out of the year. People are hungry every day of the year, not just at Thanksgiving. But when it comes to family and doing what we do and doing what we love, make it a year-round project and hug someone that you love and tell them you love them, because unfortunately, we just never know sometimes what can happen. And the holidays is all about family. John?
Do you know how you can do that?
How's that?
Join Kiwanis.
Thank you. He fit right into the pitch. Look at that. See? And we didn't even practice it 100 times. Anyway, all right, Val, we'll see you next week in Pasadena. We want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget, email me about the Kiwanis commercial also. Thank you to the Roast Float Committee. Oh, and by the way, happy upcoming anniversary to the Kiwanis Family House. I did see that message sneak through earlier. Maybe we'll need to send a special video message to those folks from the studio. Have a great week. Enjoy your holidays as always. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. See you next time right here. That's Governor Val. I'm Aaron. Thank you for watching.
Happy Mary.